Welcome back. Now, earlier this evening, the Youth Congress took a rain check on those involved in corrupt acts. Campaign promises by the AIADMK were amongst the discussions. Listen in to what they had to say.
திமுகவில் உள்ள உள்ளாட்சி நிர்வாகிகள் அதிக அளவில் ஊழலில் ஈடுபட்டிருக்காங்க. அதை நான் கடந்த பல மாதங்களா நாங்க தொடர்ச்சியாக சொல்லிட்டு வரோம். அதுபோல இன்னைக்கு புதிதாக பொறுப்பேற்றுள்ள கடந்த 4 மாதங்களா பொறுப்பேற்ற அதிமுக அரசும் பல்வேறு ஊழலை தடுப்புன்னு சொல்லி மக்கள் ஓட்டு வாங்கினாங்க. அதில் ஒன்று கூட ஒரு நிறைவேற்றவில்லை. உதாரணத்திற்கு சொல்லணும்னா மணல் கொள்ளையை தடுக்கப்படும் சொன்னாங்க, தடுக்கப்படவே இல்லை. அதே போல பல்வேறு விஷயங்கள் இரட்டை வேடம் போடுகிறார்கள். குறிப்பாக சொல்லணும்னா இன்னைக்கு ராஜீவ்காந்தியுடைய கொலை வழக்கில் முதல் நாள் சட்டமன்றத்தில் தமிழக முதலமைச்சர் சொல்கிறாங்க தனக்கு அதிகாரம் இல்லைன்னு, அடுத்த நாள் தீர்மானம் கொண்டு வராங்க. அதே போல் கூடங்குளம் அணுமின் நிலையம், நிச்சயமாக ஒரு பாதுகாக்கப்பட்ட ஒரு அணுமின் நிலையம், கூடங்குளம் அணுமின் நிலையம், அதை முதல் நாள் பகிரங்கமாக அறிவித்த முதல்வர் அடுத்த நாள் அதிலிருந்து பின்வாங்கிட்டு அதை மூடணும்னு சொல்கிறாங்க.
Well, every time on campaign vehicles pass your office or house, the first thing you probably hear is a booming noise, followed by just one campaign vehicle. Now, Pratiksha Ramkumar tries to figure out why the festivities during this local body election seems a little less festive.
On the campaign trail with mayoral candidate M. Subramaniam, his convoy comprises just 3 bikes, his campaign vehicle and a car. Isn't that much smaller than the usual campaigns? This is the impact of the Election Commission's strict expenditure limit.
தேர்தல் ஆணையத்தோட அந்த கட்டுப்பாடுங்கிறது வரவேற்கக்கூடியதுதான். அது வெறுமனே எதிர்க்கட்சிகளுக்கு மட்டும் ஆளுங்கட்சிக்கு பொருந்தாதுங்கிற மாதிரி இப்போ நடைமுறையில் இருக்கு. இப்போ எங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இந்த இப்போ நீங்க பாக்குறீங்க 2 ஒரு ஜீப்பு அது மாதிரி தோழர்கள் மட்டும் வராங்க.
According to the State Election Commission's rules in the candidates handbook, mayoral candidates are not allowed to spend more than 11 lakh rupees for their election campaign. Candidates say this estimate is archaic, especially as many of them can afford to spend much more from their personal kitty. Here are the declared assets of the main contenders. AIADMK Saidai Duraiswamy has declared 13.91 crore. M. Subramaniam of the DMK has declared 44.5 lakhs. 1.89 crore from Saidai P. Ravi of the Congress. And independent candidate Sarath Babu has declared 20 lakhs.
நாங்க ஒரு முறை தான் நாங்க வாகனத்தை பயன்படுத்துறோம். ஒரு வட்டத்துக்கு வரும்போது அப்புறம் மீதி வாகனத்தை பயன்படுத்துறது இல்ல. நான் நடந்து தான் போய் ஓட்டு கேக்குறாங்க. பேசிக்கா சட்டமன்ற தேர்தலை ஒப்பிடுகின்ற பொழுது மாநகராட்சி செலவு தொகை என்பது 15 வருஷம் 20 வருஷத்துக்கு முன் நிர்ணயம் செய்ததா அப்படியே வச்சிருக்காங்க, மாற்றி அமைக்கல.
Few candidates though welcome the strict monitoring of expenditure, saying it definitely helps create a level playing field.
It is very much probable, but they have to, stick on to like volunteerism of party cadres, and they have to go on with other easy and costless ways of methods of campaigning. Like my wish would be like all the candidates stick on to that limits and play a level feeling.
The idea behind the expenditure limit may be to create a level playing field. But how the Election Commission plans to strictly and neutrally monitor the election expenditures of every candidate is the big question. And candidates say a revised expenditure limit could go a long way to people sticking to it. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, moving on now, it's been a sad day for those at Apple, but more for all the world who knew how Apple products had changed their life. For sadly, the co-founder Steve Jobs died after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Now, Jobs was 56 and his family in a statement had said that Jobs died peacefully surrounded by his family, and in his public life, Steve was known as a visionary and in his private life, a cherished family member. Now, the statement also revealed that Steve Jobs was the face of Apple and he was also one of the world's best known business leaders. Now, he had combined technology with design to give the world the iPhone and the iPad, and his death came a day after Apple had unveiled its latest iPhone model, the 4S model. Now, Jobs had grown up in Cupertino, California, which later became home to Apple's headquarters. Well, as the world reacts to that very, very great loss, Chennai speaks out on what Apple meant, what it was to have a man like Jobs, and most of all, what a brilliant job he did. Take a look.
Steve Jobs, it looks like he has held on to his death, waiting for the launch of the iPhone 4S. He did not want to disturb the launch of his product. It's almost a goosebumps kind of a moment. Yesterday was the launch, and today he dies, and it's such a sort of an irony as well as an it's a very touching moment actually. And what is hard for me to digest is the fact that this guy is just 56 years old, and 56 is really middle age.
See, Steve Jobs have touched millions of people, directly or indirectly. So the morning comes a post in the social media like Facebook, Twitter, all over the world. It shows him how many hearts he has won and how many hearts he has touched directly or indirectly.
And Steve Jobs is very energetic and creative-minded. It was very decent and.
Well, when you actually come to think of it, there's not anybody who really hasn't heard of Apple, or at least doesn't possess one of those Apple products, be it an iPhone or a iPod for that fact. But while moving on, the world is surely coming to terms with the laws of the world's modern-day Einstein. Here's what Writing on the Wall today has to say. Well, Bijay Kumar Singh has to say that 3 apples have changed the world. 1 seduced Eve, 1 awakened Newton, and the 3rd one was in the hands of Steve Jobs. Definitely an interesting way to pay tribute to the man that really gave us everything an apple can give. Time to take a quick break, but on the other side, NDTV Hindu campaign to save our city's pavements. More on that when we return. Stay with us.